Hi, can I help you? Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I had a few questions for you. Sure, shoot. One of the questions I had was, how long does it take to get a black belt? Hang on just a sec. There you go. Okay. Well, did you want to buy one or did you want to earn one? The black belt is possibly the most coveted symbol of the martial arts. To many, it's a symbol of mastery and excellence. One question that people commonly ask when they join a martial arts club is, how long does it take to get a black belt? The answer is, it depends. Depending on the style, the instructor, and the system, a black belt could mean anything from beginner to aficionado.
Beginner?
Yes, that's right, beginner. Someone told me of a school where they start everyone at black belts so they don't worry about belt progression hanging over them and can just focus on the art. In a lot of styles, receiving your black belt means that you have mastered the basics and are now ready to dive deeper into truly understanding your art. Then there's arts like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where being a black belt means that you are an aficionado. If you're looking for more information on how to choose the right martial art for you, you can check out my video here. This range in mastery creates a lot of confusion when it comes to the perception of what a black belt is. To the uninitiated, a black belt is a symbol of excellence, a dangerous fighter, someone that has reached the pinnacle of their art. In fact, in most styles, the black belt is not the last belt in the system. Most systems have the master's belt, or the red and white belt, and the grandmaster's belt, the red belt. Very few people ever reach these ranks, as they are usually reserved for those that have put a lifetime of learning into their arts. So what does a black belt mean? The truth is, it will be different to every person. While some people will be glad to go out and find a school where they can earn a black belt in 2 years to say they have it, others are proud of the fact that it took them 10 to 15 years in order to earn their black belt. Who's right? Who's wrong? Who's to say? Each individual must decide for themselves what a black belt means to them. For some, earning it too easy will make it worthless to them. For others, it may seem like an accomplishment that they wanted to achieve. My personal opinion is that any belt is a personal acknowledgement of your instructor as to the aptitude of your commitment and the skills which you have learned. This will vary from person to person. When I grade my students, I don't hold everyone to the same standard. What an athletic 25-year-old with natural abilities can accomplish, a 50-year-old suffering with diabetes can never hope to match. With that said, it will take the latter person longer to achieve the rank, but it will still be attainable for them. One of my favorite sayings is 1,000 times good, 10,000 times champion. If you want to be good at something, you need to do it 1,000 times. If you want to be a champion at something, you need to do it 10,000 times. This is very similar to the theory that it takes doing something 10,000 times to become an expert at it. If we translated this into hours of practice, we could say that 1,000 hours of practice would make you good at something, and 10,000 hours of practice would make you an expert. So what does that look like when we break that down? Training 2 times a week for an hour each time at 50 weeks a year would be 10,000 years to get in 1,000 hours. Training 3 times a week for an hour and a half each time at 50 weeks would be approximately 4.5 years to become good at something. Training 5 times a week for an hour and a half for 50 weeks would make it 2 2/3 years. I've used 50 weeks a year here, taking into account that you will probably go on vacation, be injured, or life will just get in the way sometimes at some point. In fact, most people will probably be off for more than 2 weeks per year while they're on this journey. This will give you an approximate amount of time it should take you to get good at a martial art. Next, you need to consider, what does good mean? Some styles would consider good to be a black belt level, while others consider good to be intermediate level with more to learn before becoming a black belt. As for the white, red, and red belts that I mentioned above, well, take those numbers and multiply them by 10.
What? That would mean it would take that first person 100 years.
As I mentioned, those belts are reserved for those that have put a lifetime of learning into their art. Very few will achieve these ranks. The important thing to you should be the journey and not the destination. I've seen many people that earn their black belts quickly only to quit their art once they received it. This says to me that the belt didn't mean as much to them as they thought it did. After all, after putting in the time and training to get it, wouldn't you want to wear it? On the flip side of that, I can tell you that I wanted my black belt more than anything before I got it. After receiving it, I wanted to check it to see if it was working properly. You see, it didn't give me superpowers. I wasn't any better than I was the day before. It was a milestone that I achieved, and now my life would go on as it did before. I still continued to train the same way I did before receiving my black belt. It just felt like something was kind of missing. Nothing was missing. I'm grateful to my instructor for thinking I deserved the belt, but it really didn't change much for me other than where I lined up at the beginning and ending of each class. If you trust in your instructor to teach you, then trust them to know when you are ready for each belt, including your black belt. So what do you think? How long should it take to get a black belt? Does my analogy make sense to you? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that subscribe button below, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.